Become Legend is a tabletop role-playing game that may include elements of violence, substance abuse, mental illness, emotional trauma, and may include other mature content or themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, summoners, and welcome to Become Legend, the Ultramodern 5 actual play exclusively here on the Free Forge. We are in our mid-season finale tonight, and it is also the last day of our NAMI charity event. So please, mods, make sure you're hitting up those incentives for the players. We have summoner spells that they can get and abilities that they can get, and if somebody is crazy enough to donate $250, the group will level up mid-fight or before the fight, whenever that drops. So first off, I'd like to say, even though she's not with us, she couldn't watch live, thank you so much, Dax, for the $25 donation to give all of our players a summoner spell. So I will add that. And then the lovely Candle coming in hot and giving me a summoner spell. So thank you so much. I would also like to point out that if you hit that merch button and check out the merch, there is a new Lucky t-shirt that is very exclusive, limited time only, thanks to our boy Arch, and all the proceeds are going to the charity drive tonight. So that's pretty flipping cool. Without further ado, then, let's get into it. As soon as I get all of my ish together, which I'm going to do right now. So it's fine. Don't even worry about it. In our last match of Become Legend, the group made their way to the roof of JJ's with Io popping the signal to beckon Echo that they were ready to go. Shortly after, 5 figures on hoverboards, including Echo, appeared at the roof. With a small convo, the group paired up with Firelights to ride off into the night to the Firelight encampment. After a bit of time, they emerged from the sewer system to a large open space housing a gigantic, fresh-grown tree. And the champions got their first glimpse of Echo's hideout. After some more conversation, Echo informs the group that it'll be better to travel to Jinx's lair after some rest, and leaves our champions to their devices. Nemo and Io, feeling the effects of the poison from the river and the gray, quickly found themselves to rest in the communal sleeping area, with Niche coming quickly behind, having a quick conversation with Nemo, and then finding some rest herself. Arch told the others that he needed a minute, and politely Reggie asked if he could use some company, to which Arch acquiesced. They walked over to a large mural in the hideout, sitting on a bench not far from it. After some silence, Arch points out to Reggie that Sosin is in the mirror. And after a heartfelt conversation, the two join the rest of the champions for some much-needed sleep. During the night, Niche is startled awake, finding that the world around her has faded save for the tree, and approaching it notices that Lamb and Wolf are there. Wolf catching a meal at the apex of the branches, and Lamb sitting on a branch watching her. Lamb then leads Niche away, leaving Wolf behind, letting her know that this conversation was just for the two of them. Lamb informs Niche that they know of the champions' hunt for Jinx, and given the deal they made, instructs Niche that she is not to be killed as the balance must be maintained, and warns her that if Jinx dies, so too will Arch, at which point Niche awakens back where she fell asleep near Nemo. In the morning, Echo comes to the group as they are waking and grabs Reggie, leading him to a workshop deep within the hideout, and then leaving him there. As Reggie walks in trying to figure out what is going on, he's brought face to face with an old friend in the form of Heimerdinger. The two shared breakfast and conversed about the goings-on, Heimerdinger warning Reggie that Casker is in fact working with Singed, and to not trust him, reminding Reggie of the past dealing that he had with Singed. They then rejoin the rest of the champions, Heimerdinger introducing himself and revealing that he may know more about some of the champions than they had thought. After telling Arch condolences for Sosin and that he was impressed by Io's friend Callisto, before departing, Heimerdinger requests that the champions save Caitlyn, revealing that Reggie also knows the Kieran girl. After he departs, the group is summoned to a garage area by Echo, him informing them that he will be providing the champions with their own hoverboards and taking them to the entrance of Jinx's lair. After some quick lessons, the champions somewhat confidently depart with Echo and cruise through the Undercity sewers, arriving at a large sewer entrance with an ominously spray-painted neon smiling face. Echo says that he will patrol the area and make sure they are not ambushed from behind when they enter. The group proceeds into the sewer, coming out to a large room covered floor to ceiling in various multicolored graffitis. And as they cross, portions of the floor started to fall away, urging them towards the far entrance to another sewer. As the group ends up in this sewer, it tilts and falls, turning into a slide that dumps them out into an even larger cylindrical room on a catwalk with a platform far off in the distance, housing two individuals tied up in the center. Hearing some sort of voice over the speaker system, the group is greeted by an explosion, and other platforms in the room open up to various silhouetted figures. This is where our next match begins. Summoners, I'll need you all, or champions, sorry, I'll need you all to roll initiative. Arch?
That is going to be a 12.
Reggie?
7.
Okay. Io?
4.
Niche?
19.
And Nemo?
Blackjack, 21.
21, perfect.
I hope.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm just recording that all really quickly. Okay, as you all recover and recoil from this small explosion that happened at the base of the catwalk, and you look out to see two other platforms where doors have opened up and or three other platforms, sorry, where doors have opened up and individuals have started to walk out 2 by 2 in each doorway. You hear the like weird intercom-y type noise come over the speaker again. Huh! You're not like the usual tin blue ones that they've sent after me in the past. No matter, I'll deal with you the way I dealt with the rest of them. Let's have some fun. And it's at this point that we will go to Nemo as Jinx is doing something behind the scenes and is not quite visible to you yet.
Great. I will run just like 30 feet forward and hit the deck go prone and start sighting in on one of the two on the right-hand platform.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Please. Oh, shit. 15.
15 will hit.
Oh, good. Okay, well, that's okay. 8 points.
8 points of damage. Okay. Okay. Anything else you're doing with your turn?
Yeah, bonus action setting up to aim.
Okay.
So that's it. That's all I got.
Perfect. Moving on to the lair action. As Nemo rushes forward and the rest of you are kind of gathering your bearings, Nemo letting off a shot that you hear echo through this cylindrical chamber. You hear over the intercom again, I've always wanted to try this. Never really gotten around to it yet, but this seems like the perfect time. And you hear all of a sudden large mechanical booms around the room that you're in, and you see as the catwalks start to spin, you losing your exit behind you, moving slowly so that there's nothing but steel wall behind you. And as it starts to rotate, you see the center portion, probably about a 15-foot radius around the chair, the two chairs that hold these two individuals, starts to raise up out of the main platform. And it gets about 20 or 30 feet into the air and spins a little bit as well, revealing a figure standing in the center in like kind of like a pod that was below. I'll let Nemo, because he moved forward, make a perception check for me.
God. Okay. Not great. 16.
16. So you can vaguely make out the silhouette of a slender humanoid figure that appears to have long braids down almost to their thighs. And they appear to be decked out in a whole bunch of machinery. You can't really see in this exactly what they're carrying. But if you had to guess based off descriptions provided to you, you would think this is Jinx. And that will do it for the lair action, and that will bring us to Niche.
Arch, can I give you a boost?
Oh, yeah, I'll take any boost I can get for you, please. Yeah.
All right, take a breath.
Like that, like I'm supposed to hold it?
Niche will feel, Arch will feel Niche jab her fingers into his back, probably causing him to expel that breath all at once as his adrenal glands are spiked. She is using her second or third ability, Exploit, to give Arch an additional action on the next 2 turns. And then with their other hand, we see her kind of breathe out, almost drawing this dark energy from her own body. And then they put that hand on Arch's lower back, and the energy flows directly into him, healing him for 8 hit points.
Did that.
Give them hell.
Awesome. Is Niche going to do any movement, or is she going to stay where she is right now?
And then she's going to move up to be side by side with Nemo.
Okay, perfect. That will bring us to the individuals standing on the platforms. You see as one each from the 3, so 3 of the individuals start running down the platform. You can vaguely see in them it's fairly well lit in here now, but it's still quite a distance across. You're probably looking from one catwalk end to the other, about 160 feet. So you see 3 of them, one from each pair, running down the catwalk towards the central platform, while the other 3 that remain in the door all pull out what look to be rifles. One of them is going to take a shot at Nemo, one is going to take a shot at Niche, and one is going to take a shot at Arch.
Bring it on. I'm prone.
Yeah.
See if
so
you can
it'll be
hit me.
disadvantage. Sorry.
Drop the dice.
Yeah, drop the
It's a
dice.
miss.
Dice
That
are
means a
cursed.
miss.
Yeah, nope, they're cursed.
So even with disadvantage, I'm going to use 3 of my summoner spells to make that a dirty 20.
Oh, really? I'll use 3 of my summoner spells to up my AC by 3 then, so you miss.
Ooh.
All right. Fine, be that way.
Oh, yeah, I am gonna be that
I'm the
way.
one that allowed it. I'm the one that
Not
allowed
out
it. I
snipering
can't.
the sniper boy. No.
I can't really get mad. While we're doing this, though, thank you so much, Fluid of the Druid. Check out Honor Roll on Fridays for giving $25 to Nami and 1 summoner spell to each of our champions. Thank you so much. And Julian, also on Honor Roll on Fridays, coming in hot and giving 1 to Arch. So the attack at Niche is a 14.
I need a 17 to hit.
Okay. And the attack at Arch is going to be a 23.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. So you are going to take 5 points of piercing damage as you hear these shots rattle off, one of them like sparking off the catwalk in front of Nemo where he's prone, another one whizzing past Nisha's head, her able to hear the bullet and feel the wind off of it. And then as Arch is kind of like still recovering from this energy that Nisha's given him, he kind of shoulder backs as it wings him just in the arm. That will bring us to Arch.
I want to make a beeline for whoever I can get to. Run straight at him.
What's your total movement?
Total movement is 30.
Okay, so you can make it 20 feet from the main platform with a run and a move action dash.
That was with run and a move action?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
the catwalks are 80 feet long. So
So as I get a little bit closer, now that I've kind of gained some distance, thinking about this boost that I just received, I get an extra action, and I'll go ahead and I'm not quite there yet, but I'll reach out my pistol and fire around.
Okay.
And I have 2 attacks. I'm gonna fire 2 rounds actually. So how about that?
who are you firing at?
The thing that looks like Jinx.
Okay, go for it.
Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open.
I'm opening them. That is only gonna be a 13 for the first attack
Okay,
and a 21 for the second attack.
both miss.
Yeah.
So as you pop off these 2 shots, you see this individual silhouetted in the darkness. Sorry, what's up, Nemo?
Did you say a 21 misses?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to start blowing our summoner spells.
So you see, as you pop off these 2 shots, one of them kind of careening and hitting the side of the portal that just kind of opened up where Jinx appeared, and then she just kind of tilts her head to the side, and you see the other one ricochet back off. That'll bring us to Reggie.
Kind of turn over my shoulder. Nemo, this isn't working. Put it back in the holster.
So Reggie's gonna run forward a little bit, probably a good like 20 feet.
Okay.
And if Reggie can see the thing that looks like Jinx, Reggie's gonna roll up their sleeves on their right arm, and there's gonna be this little rune of just a simple fireball, and it's gonna light up, and this little fireball's gonna come out, and it's gonna slither around his arm and engulf his hand in flame, and then he's gonna thrust his hand forward, and these 4 different like fire snakes slither through the air towards Jinx.
Okay.
I'm casting Firebolt.
Okay. Go for it.
And that's a natural 20.
Put your 20s in the chat.
20.
Let's go.
That
For a
will
27. I'm
That will
hoping
hit.
hits. I did pre-roll. It is 35 fire damage.
Okay.
With double dice, I'm assuming I double dice.
You can definitely
hoping.
double dice.
Okay. Check that!
So as you, and that's your whole turn? That's everything you're doing right now? So
Yes.
as you throw this, as these snakes go and contact and kind of explode, and you see it gets dark for a second, and then the smoke comes up, and all you see is two glowing purple circles. You can roll me a history check if you want, Reggie. And as you do that, you hear from this like weird speaker thing, even though they're kind of out with you, it still comes through echoing off the chamber walls. And she goes, huh, that was a cute little trick. My turn. And she's going to use one of her legendary actions, and you're going to hear the whir start up of a Gatling gun. And all of a sudden you see a bunch of bright flashes as bullets fly out towards Arch, because it's not close enough to, because you only moved like 20 or 30 feet, you said?
I moved 20.
Reggie? You moved 20? Yeah.
Reggie moved
so
20.
She can't hit you, but she can hit Arch because he's only 30 feet away.
I have regrets.
That's going to be 19.
That's gonna hit.
That's going to hit. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. That's 13 points of piercing damage as you see the flashes go off and like sparks flying as the bullets ricochet off the catwalk towards Arch and then up into his midsection. And he takes a pretty good hit. And you hear... is there anything else? Oh, sorry. That will bring us to Io.
Io will pull out their tiny pistol from their underneath her skirt and fire at the closest thing to her.
So everything is roughly about 80 feet away from you still.
I would say
you're back, unless you're going to move forward.
Move forward about 20 feet.
Okay, so you could go, one of the guys on your right or your left that's running down the catwalk would probably be about 50 feet away from you at this point, and Jinx would be about 60 feet away from you still.
I would go to the thug on the left.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Perfect. That is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
That will be 5 damage.
5 points of damage. So you see this individual is running down the catwalk, and they appear to have some sort of metal pipe or something in their hand, and you kind of Io saunter strut down the catwalk and like lift your skirt up and pull this pistol out and squeeze off a shot, and you hear "oh fuck" as they kind of take it in the shoulder as they're running down the catwalk. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No, not. No.
Okay, perfect. That will, at the end of your turn, Jinx is going to use another legendary action, and is going to, you see, like, Arch, you can see a little bit clearer now that she was holding this Gatling gun, and you see her kind of whip it up, and it starts to sling around her back as she pulls from behind her this giant cannon-looking thing that she rests on her shoulder. But it's different because it looks to be the semblance of a shark or a sharp-toothed fish that she pulls out, and you hear over the intercom again, I haven't tried this one without the hex tech. Let's see what happens, shall we? And you hear a button click and then a whoosh, and she's going to fire at Niche with her rock with fish bones. That's cocked. Oh, that's only a 13.
Which does not hit.
Yeah. So Niche, you're kind of like looking down at Nemo, and then you hear this click, hear Jinx's voice, and you look up just in time to see this like fish-headed rocket heading towards you, and you manage to just twist out of the way really quickly, and it smashes into the wall behind you and lets off a small explosion.
Excuse you. We don't need to be doing this, you know.
But we're just getting started. Aren't you having fun yet?
That is the problem with your type, yes. Let's have more fun, I guess. Shit. Fuck.
And that will bring us to the top of the round, which is going to be Jinx. You see her kind of slide this rocket launcher off her shoulder and reattach it to the back, and she's like, I get to try all my toys. This is fantastic. And you see her pull from her hip this little blaster type looking thing, and she kind of lines it up to you, Arch, and she's like, Zap! And she says it at the same time as she pulls the trigger, and you see this fluorescent blue beam streak at you. That is going to be, oh my god, are you kidding me?
Uh-oh.
That's only a 13 because I rolled or a 12, sorry, because I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, sweet. That's gonna miss.
So that misses. I'm going to roll percentiles. Okay, luckily it didn't break, but you running up with all this energy that you have, you kind of like emulating her when you fired at her. You just kind of tilt your head to the side, and this blue blast of phosphorus goes past you, and she's like, dang it, my aim is off, and holsters the weapon again. That'll bring us to Niche. Or sorry, Nemo.
You're supposed to keep your eyes open. Oh, shit.
How high is the platform that Kate and Vi are on?
What's that, sorry?
How high is the platform that lifted up? That's
It lifted up about 20 to 30 feet, your best guess.
Okay. From this far back, can I actually see where they're tied up?
You could probably see the tops of their heads.
Damn.
But given that you're prone 50 feet away in the trajectory of being 30 feet up, yeah, it doesn't quite work out that you'd be able to see anything more than like the shoulders and the tops of the heads.
Okay, Niche, I'm gonna do one thing, then I'm gonna do something crazy. So cover me, okay? One shot, one kill on Jinx, burning my my ultimate ability.
Okay, go for it.
Just slowing time down and aiming for, if she's wearing armor and it's powered, I'm aiming for some sort of power source or something to lock her down. Let's see. Come on, please hit. Okay. That would be a 26.
26 will hit. I'm going to... No, I'm going to let it happen. Oh. Take your shot.
Okay, cool. Well, at first she's taking 47 points of damage.
47 points of damage, okay.
And also has to make a saving throw. DC 15 or be poisoned.
Oops. Sorry, what type of save was that again?
Constitution.
Constitution?
Probably.
That's going to be a dirty 20.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah. So as you line up this shot and you let it go, and you hear the bullet impact, and you hear a loud thud as Jinx is actually slammed back against the tube, and you hear, like, over the intercom, like, wow, that was pretty good. I guess I'm gonna have to step it up a notch. Is Nemo doing anything else? Is he moving?
Yeah. Catch me if you can, bitch. And he immediately slings the rifle and crawls to the underside of the platform. I have a climbing movement.
Ooh.
Okay, so after hearing this, and you sling the rifle over your shoulder and disappear, and you just hear, this is fun. And that will bring us to the lair action. So as you
Oh,
climb to
nice.
the
Oh my gosh.
underside, you see, actually, this is perfect. As you climb to the underside, you see little slits start to open up on the bottom of the catwalk. And you see these little green dragonfly, like firefly type bugs start to stream out from underneath the catwalk. And as you're all looking around, you see all of these green dark dots start to appear from the darkness below, and they all kind of rise up around all of you. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw as you're kind of looking at one, and you sort of reach out to touch it, Nemo, and you hear like a little click, and then they all explode simultaneously, filling
damn
the
it, not
entire
again.
room with fire. Now, my other folks need to make the save as well.
They can all
That
fail.
one's a fail. That one's a fail. Actually, I'm only going to roll for 3.
Blow up all your
those
friends.
things.
Have
And
a
that's
great
an
time.
exceed. So, Arch,
19.
19. You succeed. You will take 2 points of fire damage. Reggie,
Also 19.
so you will also take 2 points of fire damage.
Twinsies.
Io,
That is a 13, but
You
I
will-
will use
oh,
possibly some summoner spell.
how many are you going to use?
I'd say three.
3.
Yeah,
That brings you to a
yeah,
16, I think.
16.
So
Yeah.
2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
DC is
Okay.
15. Niche.
17.
Okay, 2 points of fire damage, and Nemo.
I rolled a 15.
2 points of fire damage as you kind of. Your vision is blared out by these bright explosions, and as you kind of recatch, you look over and you see some of the goons that were running or taking shots at you are patting out fires on their clothes, and one of them is like, "What the hell, Jinx? You're not supposed to hurt us. We're on your side." And all you hear in response over the intercom is a and that will bring us to Niche.
Niche begins running forward to be hip to hip with Arch. And while she runs, she extends a hand towards that same thug who Io shot and is trying to rip some energy out. That is a 17,
That'll hit.
which will do 7 points of damage. And then Nisha's other hand, once again, this energy flows through their body. And when she touches Arch on the shoulder, he regains 8 hit points.
Okay.
Ooh, got the chills with that one.
So sorry, which side were you pulling from?
The one that Io shot.
The one that Io shot. Okay, perfect. 8 points. So you tell me how you finish off this one.
I think Niche feels him begin to slip and feels the remaining vestiges of energy begin to drain out of his body, and she just capitalizes on this connection that they share for a moment, and she wrenches her hand off to the side, and we see him stumble and just fall. And I don't know if we hear him hit the ground.
You don't hear anything. Sorry, I have to take a quick break because our wonderful Mr. Man, aka James, aka the only person that ever pulls for the GMs, donated $60 to give your summoner 12 more points. So thank you so much, James.
Thank you for supporting the charity.
Yeah. Why do you hate it so much? But thank you.
Getting me up to an even 20. I better start popping these off really quick here. Is Niche doing anything else with her turn?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. That will bring us to Arch.
All right. Now, how many goons do we have left that we can see?
There is 5 still. So there's 2 that are still running down the far catwalk and the one to your right. And then there's one at the top of each of the catwalks. And then there's the one that just fell off.
I'm gonna run to where the 2 are. Am I able to get within range of maybe being like within melee of both of them?
So they're on
Like in the middle
opposite. They're on opposite. It's like 4 catwalks.
Oh,
So
right.
they are just getting to the main platform. They're probably like directly across from you. They made it as far as you did.
And just trying to picture the Jinx is in the center.
Yeah.
Still. Okay. Can I just make it towards her then?
You sure can.
Sweet. So I'm gonna run straight up, try and get in her face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw some blows, see if I can punch her up.
You're just gonna punch her up, or are you gonna use Arch's new and improved ultimate?
Oh yes, I have. I'm gonna try and do some punchies first, and
Okay.
then use the ultimate. So I'm gonna be here for a while.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so we got first attack coming at you. Ooh, that is only a 14 to hit.
14 will miss.
Okay, second punch as part of that first attack. That one's better. That's a dirty 20.
That'll miss.
I'm gonna pump in. What's the gamble? Let's go 3 summoner points and go for a 23.
Cool. I will use 2 to make you miss.
Makes sense. So
Since
that was
I have
my first-
20.
I mean, you might as well. I got that was my first action.
Yeah.
But Nisha give me an extra action twice. Thank you, Nish. So I'm gonna swing again. Ooh, that one is only 14, but I'm not gonna make it either way. Okay. So then my last punch with that's gonna get me to 22.
Okay, that'll hit. So as you run up and you start throwing this flurry of a combo, this young lady moves extremely fast for what she looks like and what you think she would be capable of. You throw a punch and she kind of just kicks up her knee, and the head of the Gatling gun like blocks your punch. The second punch you throw, she just kind of moves her head to the side and kind of steps around you. You throw an elbow and she just turns her back and you hit it off of the rocket launcher on her back. And then you throw a low leg kick that she's not quite ready for that actually connects. So go ahead and roll your damage on that one.
All right, cool. So that's gonna be only a total of 10 for that fourth
10.
and final hit there.
Okay.
Or only hit, I guess. And since I'm standing right there, let's go ahead and use that ultimate and give me some swings with Sosin.
Perfect.
Sounds like a song. Like Swings
Go
with Sosin.
ahead.
It's a country song.
Yeah. You know what? Screw it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do it. Go for it.
All right. So that is gonna be, that's a big one, 24.
24 will hit.
I'm just gonna swing in the other ones. So with that one, that kicks me to the second tier. So after that last hit, so that one's gonna be 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Next one, ooh, that one's only a 9. Can't get to the points.
That'll
for that.
miss, unfortunately.
This one is a 20, but I'm gonna use my 2 summoner points to give me to 22.
Okay. I'm gonna use 2 more to make you miss.
Dang it. The third one is a number 1. Nobody wants that number 1.
Oh no.
And now that one is another 20. Dang it, I only have 1 summoner point. I can't get to 22. And I have one last one. So that was 4. This is the last one for Sosin. And I rolled garbage. So that's an 11.
That
couple hits,
ultimate
couple
can be so badass, but it depends on you not rolling like Arch.
Sometimes you just don't have the luck. But you can get the luck right now in the merch.
Yeah, you can. You can. Hit up.
Good
That was a nice segue.
segue.
Good job. Well played.
Good segue.
So you can describe to me what the ultimate looks like as you land at least one of these blows on Jinx. So you follow up with that sweeping leg kick, and you see her leg kind of buckle, and then describe the ultimate for me.
Sweet. So yeah, I jump in there, do a little sweep the leg. She starts to go down, and as Arch is still like sweeping through, this blue visage of an individual comes back out that the characters have seen before, and he's starting low and comes up with an uppercut. So as Jinx is falling down, he brings her right back up, which unfortunately balances her, and then he goes to punch a bunch, and she just kind of like and misses around.
So after you finish the combo and the blue energy subsides, returning to your amulet, you see these bright purple eyes staring at you again, and she spits out some blood. And, you're gonna be an issue, aren't you?
I am definitely an issue. Yeah.
So that will bring us to Reggie. Reggie, on your last turn, what was the history check that you rolled?
I rolled an 11.
An 11? Something struck you as odd when you saw the eyes glow purple on Jinx, and it reminds you of the drug that you know that Silco and was working with somebody, Shimmer, that had flooded the lanes and was making a lot of money for a lot of people in the area, that they would grow exponentially in size and strength and power, and purple veins would pop out over their musculature, and their eyes would glow purple. And so it seems really weird that only her eyes glowed purple and nothing else changed, and it strikes you as extremely odd. But that'll bring us to your turn.
There's still one bad guy at the end of the other 3 platforms, right?
Yeah.
On each of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we need some crowd control. You over there, you stay right where you are. And Reggie's gonna throw up one of their hands, and a little asterisk runes will appear on his knuckles, and these little sparks will start glowing and going up his fingers. And in front of that person, on the left, the same little sparks will appear, and they'll extend out and branch off and continue to branch as they create these interwoven diamonds and start creating this chain link fire fence. And it's going to extend out across the chasm towards the one at the far side of the far one.
Okay.
But it's only going to get about 60 feet before it kind of stops, and Reggie's just going to like squint, and you're going to throw up their other hand, and more runes are going to appear, and I'm going to use some extra vessels to extend it an additional 20 feet.
Okay.
So that it can get to the other platform in front of the other one.
Sure.
You two stay where you are. And they're gonna do a dex save.
Okay. That's a 17.
That saves.
And a 14.
Does not save.
Okay.
It's 15 fire damage on a fail.
Okay. So you went to the right where there was still 2, and then the far, right? Correct?
I
Or
did
did you go
the
right
left,
to left?
The left from me. The left from me.
Okay.
And then the far side.
So that's going to be... so describe to me your single kill as the one on the far platform, who had already taken some full damage from the lair action, can't stand up to it anymore.
Oh, that's
Oh, sorry. Actually, you got a double kill. Describe the double kill to me as both of them burn.
So the wall, the fire chain link fence is going to appear in front of them, and it doesn't move at first, but then it just slowly starts pushing forward until it just like goes right through them and separates their body into little diamond pieces that are all just gonna fall to the ground.
Gross. Clean up on Catwalk's left and center, please. Awesome. Is there anything else that Reggie's doing with this turn?
I guess that's one way to control the crowd. And Reggie's just gonna move forward probably another 10 feet.
Okay, that'll bring us to the goons, because I missed their turn after Nisha's. So the 3 that are left that are back up against the wall are going to run, the left one and the center one run down as far as to not go into your flaming chain link fence that is resting on these platforms. And the third one moves down a bit further, and they are all going to shoot at Arch. Because Arch is the one that's up close and personal with their bosses. It's a natural 20.
Excuse me?
That's only a 10.
That's gonna miss.
And that's a natural 1.
That's gonna miss.
No percentiles. His gun doesn't break, thankfully. I need to take a quick pause and give just a huge shout out to one of our Stay Alive cast members, season 3, in the works. The undisputable man of mystery and the ultimate captain for donating $100 to Nami to unlock all of your abilities. So if you didn't have abilities, you do now. You get your ultimates back.
Dang.
Tony, dude,
That's amazing.
Thank you so
All right,
much,
let's
Tony. Everybody gets all of those things back. Okay, so you are going to take from the critical. Oh my gosh, I rolled 1 on the die.
Yes.
5 points of piercing damage
I
as
love it.
one of the bullets manages to get through. And after your turn, Jinx is, or after Reggie's turn, or the MP, or the goon's turn, Jinx is going to just back up a little bit into the tube, so that she's far enough away, and she pulls her holstered pistol out again. Not gonna miss this time. Go ahead.
As she backs away, do I get a use of
No,
reaction to
because
try
you're
and
still within 5 feet of her.
Got you.
It was
Got
just more just so you knew spatially where she was.
Perfect.
And pulls the trigger. She's going to take this at disadvantage because she's right in front of you. But she rolls a 19. Anyway.
That's gonna hit. Yep.
Um,
Can't do anything about that.
and you are going to take 11 points of electrical damage, and I need a Constitution save for you.
Oh
from you.
man, 11 electrical Constitution save is gonna hit me with a yes. That's gonna be a 21.
Cool. I'm going to use 5 of my summoner spells to make the DC a 25.
I'm electrified.
And so as this beam of phosphorus blue energy launches from the pistol, as she basically kind of spins back around into the tube and pulls it up, and I'm not going to miss this time, and pulls the trigger like right in your chest. You feel the bolt hit you, and it hurts a little bit, but it's the after effect that really concerns you as you feel every single one of your muscles lock up. And you are stunned until the end of your next turn. That will bring us to Io.
Io will say, "Oh, Jinx, can you hear me?"
Who said that? What's going on? And kind of peeks around the like now statuized arch and kind of looks up in your direction.
Oh, good. You can hear me. Good. And I will use my biting taunt ability and say, "You will never be good enough." And
What? And as the like your ability kind of coalesces, what's the save I need to make?
it is a DC 15, but I would like to use 3 summoner spells to make
Bump
it
it
an
up.
18.
And it's charisma.
Charisma, yes.
That is going to be unfortunately a 25.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 18, so she's got pretty good plus to her charisma. and she like kind of stumbles for a second, and then she's like, "I don't even know who you are," and kind of you see her disappear again behind Arch.
She doesn't even go here.
That's my
She
line.
is going to just kind of look at you, Arch, and be like, "Hey, you know, I can punch too," and she's going to use her legendary action to just ball a fist and punch you, and you're stunned, so it's going to be an auto crit.
Sweet.
Is going to do a whopping 6 points of damage.
Yay.
And she just kind of clocks you in the face with a jab, and you feel a little trickle of blood come down your nose, and she's like,
You hear a little.
and that will bring us to her turn. She is going to just stay in the tube. She's not doing anything right now. Nemo, you're up.
Underneath the catwalk, I will move and use an action to dash, just crawling up underneath. I'm going to try and get up on the opposite side of the central platform
Okay.
and just
Yeah,
pop up.
just for the fun of it, roll me acrobatics check.
Oh, cool! I can.
You can have advantage on it because you
Oh,
have
yeah.
climbing. You have a climbing speed.
Okay. Well, let's not take the 9. I will take the 18 for a total of 26.
Yeah, no problem.
And yeah, and just kind of climb up. And this is where we have fun. So I will use use 2 of my military's tactical points as my bonus action.
Okay.
And Niche and Reg can both either immediately take the disengage action or move 20 feet.
Can Niche use that movement to, she's somewhere kind of in the middle of one of the catwalks. She wants to get as close to the central platform as possible.
Okay. So you would move up 20 feet and you'd be 20 feet away still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reggie will also go 20 feet forward.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
That's it for your turn?
And
Okay.
yeah, just being super quiet. That
So-
was action, bonus action, and just kind of like,
So you hear again over the intercom, "Let's spice things up a little bit more." And you hear another clunk and then more movement, and the catwalk starts to spin again to the right. And you see the pillar go up further, Jinx being lifted into the air about 30 feet. So now Caitlin and Vi on top of this pillar are 60 feet in the air. And you see another section kind of lift up at the same time. So Arch, you are standing in front of this pillar and you start to rise only about 10 feet. So there's 20 feet around, 10 feet up, that's 15 feet around, and then the small pillar, which is only 5 feet, which is 30 and 60 feet in the air. So it kind of looks like a 3-tiered wedding cake. And from this larger portion that opened up, you see probably about 8 more of these goons, all of these ones holding various baseball bats and pipes, and I've been betrayed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I stumbled over my words. I have to take a second. I've been betrayed, but in the best way. The absolute best way. James, the unreal individual, coming in with the $250 donation to NAMI.
Are you serious?
Champions.
What?
As you see this central portion rise up again and looking like a tiered cake, Reggie, as you're moving down based off of this encouragement from Nemo, you see everything start to slow until it's just you moving, your breath heavy. You can see the fire stop coming closer on the one side, and everything kind of goes dark. The lights blacking out. And then from the top portion of the pillar where Jinx, or where Caitlin and Vi are strapped up, you see smoldering red eyes peer up from above it. Oh, 1 second. Let me come down. And you see an individual jump off of the pillar and land smashing into the catwalk, though it makes an enormous sound, and you see wisps of fire coming up off of this individual as they start to rise. The catwalk doesn't collapse, the platform doesn't collapse, and probably about up to your chest is this thick, heavy-set individual with molten, dark red skin, 2 giant ram's horns that wrap around the back of their head, and they have in their right hand a large hammer. And they kind of look at you. Hello, Reggie.
Does Reggie recognize this figure?
Roll a religion check for me.
Oh no. No. Oh no, that's a 4.
No idea.
Ain't no coming
who
back
this
from
is.
that. You look scary. Are you here to help? Please say you're here to help me.
I can help.
Go on.
Kind of turns around and looks up at Jinx. She's quite powerful. But you are a child of Torgos, or Targon. And therefore I keep my gaze on you sometimes.
Oh.
Kind of walks over, and as he walks towards the central platform beside Arch, you see materializing out of this platform this giant anvil. And the individual kind of scuttles up to this anvil. You're frozen. You have no idea what's going on, Arch. You're like frozen in time. You don't even see this
I can't
happen.
even move my eyes.
No. You see him reach back, and you see a little dot of red come out of your chest and fly and land on the anvil. And then kind of looking around, you see a dart of blue rise up and land on the anvil coming from Arch. Purple from Io going onto the anvil. Green from Niche. And a darker blue from Nemo. And they all go on to this anvil and kind of spread out, the glow emanating up from this anvil. And you see this individual lift the hammer and ting, just one little tap, and they all shoot out, spiraling up this pillar and then diving into each of you. As it hits you, you feel a newer sense of strength, of some resolve, as if some energy has been unlocked without you. And the individual looks over their shoulder. Good luck. And all of a sudden, as if it never happened, you flash and you're back. But all of you are now level 9.
Let's go. Yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And that brings us to Nisha's turn. Thank you so much, James. Thank you from
Amazing.
everybody here.
So much.
Thank you for helping us hitting our goal. That is unreal. Nish, now level 9. What would you like to do?
Between a move action and a bonus action dash, is Niche able to get up onto the platform where Arch is currently stunned?
Yeah, I'll say make a athletics check for me to, because it is a 10-foot climb up on steel, so you got to kind of pull some.
I will use 4 summoner spells to make that an 18.
Okay.
And
So describe to me how you vault up this like 10-foot gap that is in the.
it is not pretty. It is not graceful. It is Niche throwing their body at the edge, kind of gripping at the edge with their fingers, and then just using the adrenaline in their body to swing a leg up and just mantle over the edge. And I think they tumble forward, and once again, a hand goes and extends to Arch, and there's just this flash of powerful green light that pours out of Nisha's body, charged by something that they don't understand. And Arch will immediately gain 20 hit points back. You really have my work cut out for me.
Arch cannot respond because he's still stunned. Okay,
that's it.
perfect. That's your turn. So after you go, you see these 8 individuals flood out from the bottom one. 2 are going to climb up, are going to attempt to climb up to get to Nemo and Arch.
Crap.
And they both struggle. They make it up, but it uses their whole turn to get there. 5 of them are going to rush towards Io and Reggie, getting up to you, but not being able to take attacks this turn because they had to move. They had to use their action and their bonus and their movement to get up to you. But you have 5 of these individuals running up on you, and one of them is going to run over to Nemo, and kind of just your head popped up, just kind of goes to give you a kick. I gotta stop dropping my dice today.
No, keep dropping your dice.
Yeah, I guess, because that's a natural too. So you just kind of like whack-a-mole, duck your head down, and the kick goes wide.
Not gonna happen.
Okay, and that will bring us to Jinx using a legendary action. She's going to, she's kind of got this good view of the whole playing field now, with the exception of down below, but she can see you and Arch very clearly, Niche. And she sees the energy transfer that you kind of throw in there. And she's like, maybe... Could you do that to me?
Only if shit really hits the fans, and I'm hoping not to have to.
Fine, fuck it. And pulls the rocket launcher from up on her shoulder and presses the button. You hear the click, and the fish head comes flying out at you. That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Can I use my 5 remaining summoner spells to make it not hit? Please?
Sure.
It was the twist.
I'm so amped that y'all got your level up that I'm not even going to use my summoner spells to make it hit. So you manage to dive out of the way, away from Arch, and the rocket slams and impacts a little explosion. Unfortunately, Arch is still paralyzed, so he's going to still take the full splash of damage. You, however, will take only half damage. So that is going to be 13 points of fire damage to you, Arch, and 6 points to you, Niche. as you're able to dodge, but the periphery of the blast still manages to rock you a little bit as you recover. That will bring us to Arch. You kind of struggle a little bit, and at the end of your turn, you feel your muscles kind of unlock, and you're able to shake it out a little bit, but unfortunately not able to do much else.
Sosen, I thought we'd said I wasn't gonna pass out anymore. What just
Oh,
happened?
you know what? Actually, that's a good point. Why don't you make for me a Constitution save?
Oh. That is only a 5.
That is only a 5. You see the blue in the necklace pulse a couple times, but goes inert. And that will bring us to Reggie. It is your turn. You have 5 individuals rushing at you and Io right now as you stand on this far catwalk.
And they're between us and like Niche and
Yeah.
Arch.
Yeah, because Niche and Arch, the platform raised up 10 feet again, which revealed
Right, and they were
them
on
in
it.
the center, and they rushed out towards you.
Okay. Io's near me. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. And you're gonna see the rune of the like elaborate sun appear, but it's just going to kind of glow for a moment. And I want to hold my ult. If I could. If you'll allow it.
Of course I'll allow it. Of course I'll allow it. So as this energy starts to build up, and Io, you kind of look over and you see, you two have done this enough times that you know what's on deck. So Io, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna ult, baby.
Boy.
The
So-
one combo.
I'm going to
Oh,
assume you're
oh.
taking the 5 individuals that are right in front of you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's a DC 18 Charisma save, right?
Yes.
Oh, fudge. Good. That's a 12. That's a 5. That's an 18. One of them saves. That's a 16. That fails. That's a 13. That fails. That was all 5? Yeah. So 4 failed, 1 succeeded. So describe to me how the 4 individuals, you have 5 rushing at you. What happens to the 4 of them?
Io's eyes glow a beautiful emerald green as they see the most beautiful and terrifying thing that they have ever seen. And again, each individual person, it all changes depending on the person. It's everything that's most horrifying to them.
So you see 4 of them stop, their eyes go wide, their mouths agape, and they don't seem to be able to move. One of them kind of gives their head a shake but continues forward. And that's when Reggie releases his power. So that's going to be... It's an 80-foot radius centered on you, so I'm going to need... Io's the only one within 5 feet of you, so I'm going to need Niche, Arch, Nemo, all to make vigor saves for me.
The thing's not.
Dex save. Dex save, sorry.
But like, if they're up on the platform, they get at least like partial cover, right?
I'm on the other side of the
Partial
Yeah.
cover from rolling fire. No, sorry, I don't think so, my friend.
But I'm on the other side of the platform.
Yeah, that's
works
nice.
in the
Fire,
movies.
I don't know
You
if
just-
you've noticed that fire kind of goes around platforms and stuff like that, but
Shit.
so 4 of
Okay.
them automatically fail. The 5th one fails, and Jinx succeeds because Jinx is right on the periphery. Luckily, the second platform moved up, took Vi and Caitlin out of it, so they don't get hit by it because they're about 120 feet away from you now.
All right.
But
Your
Jinx
people
made the
attack
save.
the
So, how much is full damage on your ultimate ability there, Reggie?
Boy.
Full damage is 59 fire damage.
9. So half is 28. We'll go. So, describe to me your pentakill, Reggie, as 5 of them, and you hear a loud shriek come from where Jinx is standing as well.
Oh. So the rune of the sun just kind of pulses a little, and Reggie's skin goes the vibrant reds, oranges, yellows. The wind picks up and grabs some of that color and makes the sphere of wind fire, and as it explodes out, it just hits them like a wall, and they just disintegrate as it goes past them and just becomes dust on the wind, and they just disappear from existence.
Arch, what was your dex save?
Mine was a 25.
So 28 points of fire damage. Niche, your dex save?
18.
Just barely succeeds, so 28 points of damage. And Nemo,
22.
28 points of damage. As this rolling fire explodes, only Io being able to be in close enough proximity to Reggie to not suffer any of the effects, and you see the 5 individuals that were... actually, you know what? The 2 that are on the platform and the 3rd one that kicked it, you might need to make the save too. Fail. Natural 20. Fail, but it doesn't matter because they don't have enough hit points anyway, so you actually got a pentakill and a triple kill. In League, they don't really have a thing for it, but it's like... So you see 8 of these individuals just burst into flame and disintegrate, leaving just all of you and Jinx up top. That'll bring us to... Okay. Jinx is going to, after your turn... Actually, it's her turn after your turn, so... is Io doing anything else? Is she, or... You're good? You're just gonna stay there for now?
Stay here for now. That'll be
so you hear, like, this... Fine! You don't want to have any more fun? I can make things go boom, too! And Jinx is going to step to the edge of the platform and look, as you can see, like, the energy still kind of coalescing around Reggie, and she's going to flick the rocket launcher onto her shoulder, and you see her flick a switch, and blue energy pulses throughout the fish bones. Let's go! Super Mega Death Rocket! And she pushes the button, and this unbelievably blinding light and this giant rocket flashes and slams into at Reggie and Io's feet. I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
What did I do to deserve this? If you don't know.
You know. You just killed all her friends.
Checks out.
Natural 20.
Put your 20s in the chat. Let's go.
So, oh no. So I got a 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn all of my summoner spells and hope that that's enough.
Probably really smart because the DC was 18. So you just made it. So instead of taking 60 points of fire and bludgeoning damage, you're both only going to take 30 as this massive rocket slams into the base, and you have to dive forward onto the main platform as the catwalk that you were just standing on is obliterated and falls down into the abyss. And you hear her panting atop. How did that feel? And that will bring us to Nisha's turn.
their mind is absolutely racing, just trying to take stock of the absolute carnage, because things seemed maybe under control at first, and now this is just an absolute nightmare. And they begin to like right themselves and think about jumping off the platform, but there's also burns coating their body, and they can feel blood in their mouth. So Niche will just take a second and kind of pick themselves up this kind of charred mess from where they've kind of been laid out on the platform, and use their magic on herself. And but it's more black and white in nature this time when we see it, and Niche will recover all of the damage done by Reggie's spell, as just drawing everything
ridiculous.
she has within her. She still looks rough though. And then she will, she's still standing on the platform with, she can't see Nemo, but she's on the platform with Arch. Oh man, alright. This is all I can do for now, just hang on. And she will pour a little bit of herself into Arch again, doing 8 is the magic number of healing. 8 points. And that's it.
Sure, he'll take whatever he can get at this point.
That's absolutely right.
So, that is Niche. Sorry, Nemo, you're up, as I skipped you by accident.
How high is Jinx above me right now on the other side of the platform?
If you're on the far catwalk there, probably about 60 feet.
I didn't raise up with where Arch was?
No, because the catwalks didn't raise.
Oh, shit. 60
Because you said you stayed on the catwalk and just
I
poked
did.
up from the side. So
Okay. Fuck. Screw it. I am immediately just popping into view, go, is everybody okay? Cool. And climbing, using my action, climbing 60 feet to just stand right in front of Jinx.
okay.
And just kind of clench all 4 feet of me and just clench my fist.
Okay.
And then I use my bonus action to point at Arch, burn 3 of my marksman talents, and let's see. Targeted ally can take 2 actions and 2 bonus actions on their next turn.
Yes.
All right. Jinx kind of, like, you can see, like, parts of her clothing are a little bit frayed, and some of her hair is singed, and she just kind of looks at you, and she's going to use a legendary action and is going to pull out Zapper and just points it right at your head. This is for VIPs only. Sorry. And pulls the trigger.
Okay.
With disadvantage. The first one was a natural 20. The second one is a 15, which gives her a 26 to hit.
Oh, yeah, even if I burn all mine, they won't make it.
So you can make a Constitution save for me.
It's my worst one.
After you take 7 points of damage.
Okay. 19 for a total of 20?
Okay, I'm going to use 5 of my summoner spells to make you fail.
Shit.
And you much like when Reggie or Arch got hit by it, you feel all of your muscles lock up. Thanks, James. And that is going to do it for the legendary action. It is now the lair action, and you hear over the intercom, well, I haven't tried this button yet. Let's see what it does. And you hear a click, and all of the lights go out. And it is now pitch black in this area.
Glad I can see.
As
Do not love that.
the lair action lights out is activated. That'll bring us to, oh, my goons. They're all crispy and deep fried. Arch, you're up. So you don't have dark vision, I believe.
That's
so
correct.
you were kind of like getting ready to see what your next move was going to be until you were plunged into utter darkness.
So as a reminder, was Jinx like in front of me as the lights went out, or
Jinx is 30 feet above you in that central pillar still.
okay. Feeling that I can get this pillar, I'm just gonna try and climb up it and see if I could just get to the top. So I know I can't see her, but if I can get up there.
Okay, roll me percentiles to see if you move in the right direction. And while you're doing that, I want to say thank you so much to Mama Shark in the house, giving one summoner spell to all of our champions by donating $25 to Nami. I've already given you those summoner spells. Dr. Dogballs, yes, they are a real doctor, coming in hot and giving Reggie, Niche, and Arch all a summoner spell, which I will add right now. Reggie, Niche, and Arch. And then Pooker's coming in hot and giving 5 to Arch.
Thank you, Pookers.
And we have completed a level 1 hype train. So you all get your first abilities. We're just going to tack that on because we've been getting so many abilities tonight. And I'm going to give you all a summoner spell in the lieu.
Nice.
Because the first abilities aren't super always useful during a combat situation, but I'm a kind summoner, and I will give you all a summoner spell. What did you roll on your percentiles?
That would be a 45%.
Okay, I give you a 50-50 under over to go the right way. So you start blindly feeling your way forward, and then you hit what you believe is the pillar.
Okay. And then
if you're going to try and climb it, give me a athletics check at this. Well, hold on. How much movement do you have?
I have 30.
30, so you're 15 to get to it. So you could only make it half. So you'll have to use your action as well.
That's okay.
And you're going to have to give me a acrobatics check at disadvantage because not only is it solid steel you're trying to climb up, but it's also pitch black and you can't see what the hell you're doing. So
that's a natural 20, but it's a disadvantage.
Oh.
And that's a natural 1.
So you bump into and you feel the pillar and you kind of like back up 10 feet and you go to run to start climbing up this pillar, but you don't gauge the distance you backed up properly and you just smack right into the pillar and kind of daze yourself. Doesn't do any damage, but you're kind of like back at the start of the pillar with your bell rung a little bit.
Reggie, now might be a time for some fire.
And that'll do it for
he still has another action and 2 bonus actions.
Oh, okay. Do you want to use another action to try and climb again?
Yes, let's
like
climb
a dog
again.
with a bone. Give me another. Wow, I know what I'm doing. Give me another acrobatics check at disadvantage. Sorry.
So disadvantage is a 10, but I'm gonna use, let's say, 6 summoners points and get me to a 16 because that seems like that might do the trick.
This time you're able to judge the distance properly and you are able to get to the edge of the platform, but not climb all the way up yet. It was,
okay.
Yeah. I'm giving you partial marks for using the summoner spells, but the DC was a bit higher, so... Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Deej giving a summoner spell to Reggie. We have completed a level 3 hype train. So I'm just going to give you all 3 more summoner spells because
Sweet.
Way to be. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for the 5 gifted subs. Julian coming in here and giving Reggie another summoner spell as well. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. Obviously, Nami thanks you as well as we are crushing our goal. So great job, everybody. So at the end of your turn... Oh, sorry.
I got another thing. So for my bonus action, because I also got 2 of them, but I could only use 1. That's helpful at the moment.
Okay.
I'm going to use, as I'm kind of hanging there, just kind of like, I don't know if I got this. I just hear this whisper, "You will be fine." And these blue, like, almost can't see them, like arms. Well, I guess in the dark, I can't see them, but like these blue arms come out and kind of grab and help hold on to the edge. And I'm using one of my specials called the Praying Mantis, which is a new archetype. So that'll give me some stuff that I can't use at the moment, but it gave me some stuff.
Perfect. So as you hear that whisper in your ear, knowing Sosin is with you and feeling their helpfulness, all of a sudden you hear from just above you, and down he goes. And Jinx is going to Sparta kick Nemo off of the platform. It's an auto fail because you are stunned.
Yeah.
So you are going to fall the 30 feet.
Whee.
Take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you topple the 30 feet onto the platform, landing probably right near Niche. I rolled 3 3s in a row on my d6s for the falling damage, so that's kind of wild. But yeah, and then you hear, I guess he can climb, but he can't fly. And that'll bring us to Reggie's turn.
So pitch black, I'm on the bottom platform. Last I know, Jinx is on the platform above.
2 platforms above.
2 platforms above.
Yeah. There's a 10-foot, it's a 3-tiered cake. Top tier, Caitlin and Vi. Middle tier, Jinx and used to be Nemo. Third tier, now Nemo and Niche. And then you guys 10 feet below. So to get there, you would have to go 20 feet forward, up 10 feet, 15 feet forward, up 30 feet. In other words, Reggie's old ass ain't getting up there right now.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you know Reggie at all, but Reggie's not really a climber.
Not a big climber, no.
And Reggie can't see shit. So, I mean, who knows how long this is gonna be a thing? So, these bright green runes are going to appear on Reggie's temples, and they're going to have these little horns, which will connect across the middle to create this like green visor. And Reggie's going to cast dark vision on themselves so that they can see.
So as the world kind of flashes and the darkness goes to modded grays and blacks and whites, you see from where you're standing, you would see Nemo's like stiffened body at the base, Niche maybe 5 or 10 feet away at the edge of the platform, Io beside you, and you look up and you see Arch hanging on to the base of the platform with Jinx like just kind of like starting to look down.
You leave him alone! Come and get me! And Reggie's just gonna kind of move back just a little bit, like kind of just like be out in the open a little bit, just like trying to distract Jinx from Arch.
You notice her look directly at you as if she has no issues seeing in this pitch black, and then like kind of gives you a weird look and then starts looking down at Arch again. You can roll a persuasion check for me if you want. I'll give it to you. Why not?
But like, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's gonna go great. It's gonna go great. It's gonna go great. It is a 9. Gonna go
she
great.
just kind of shakes her head and starts looking down at Arch again.
Uh-oh.
Anything else Reggie's doing on his turn? Okay,
That's all Reggie can do.
Io can see in the dark.
Io can see in the dark, and they can see Jinx, right?
Oh, of course they can.
So, Io's first going to pull a card from her deck.
Perfect. Roll me percentiles.
What's it gonna be?
That is a 52.
52. So as you kind of pull the cards out and draw the top one, you have pulled life and death.
Which means I have to roll a d20, right?
You sure do.
Oh boy.
If you're using the arcane magic in the...
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
That's a 3.
So you immediately cast... tell me what the magic looks like as you drain life essence from Jinx.
Those who don't see well in the dark do see a fluorescent, almost ultraviolet light coming from Jinx's veins and moving out and dissipating into the air.
Okay, and I believe it takes... Sorry, excuse me. I just have the book searching for that spell again. Or do you have it pulled up?
That damage is coming
That
in.
one is... It's always the cards that I don't have.
Keep the
That's
suspense
okay.
going.
That's okay.
Yes.
It's always worth it.
She's gonna make a con save. She rolls a 19, so she makes it. So roll, is it 2d6 for me, and she'll take that. Thank you so much for the level 3 completion on the hype train out there, champions and summoners. Thank you so much.
That's 11.
So 5 points of damage. As you see her kind of, wow, that was really uncomfortable.
And as my bonus action, I
Yep.
am going to read her mind with my cognitive empathy.
Okay, that's a charisma save, correct?
This is going to be
Yes.
interesting.
I would also like to add
She
3
only...
to the save.
Okay.
Yes.
She definitely fails then.
Okay.
So you hear... You don't hear one voice. You hear several. All kind of arguing with each other. The surface thoughts are, yeah, maybe I'll just shoot that one. And then you hear another voice, no, shoot the other one. And then you hear a third voice, just kick that one in the head, it'll be fine. And they just all seem to be arguing with each other. And that's pretty much the surface thoughts that you hear. They're completely in the moment, and but it's weird. You've never read somebody's thoughts before and heard more than a singular voice.
Very good. And I will end my turn there.
Okay, that'll bring us to Jinx, who is going to pull from her side holster again and just look down at you, Arch. And didn't you learn anything the first time, silly boy? And is going to shoot down at you. It's going to be a 16 still.
So, I have 15, but with my praying mantis, that does bring me up to 16. Can I use a summoner point to get me to 17?
Sure. Describe how you dodge this attack.
As Arch is just kind of like hanging there, the other blue hands that have been holding on along with him shifts, and Arch is just kind of like, ugh! And at the same time, because an enemy missed on a melee attack, you can make a single melee attack against the target as a reaction.
It's technically a ranged attack that she made a disadvantage, so
Cool.
Unfortunately doesn't count for that, but cool little shift. And then she is going to... nothing. We're going to go to Nemo.
I'm stunned.
Oh, right. So as you kind of like feel your body start to like loosen up a little bit, this throbbing pain in your back and head And at the end of your turn, you are no longer stunned. That brings us to the lair action. The lights flick back on automatically, and all of a sudden there's another hiss over the intercom, and all right, well, I don't know if this one's tested properly, but that's what these parties are for, right? And you hear another click of a button, and from all around you can see all of these little cylindrical holes in the walls up and down the entire room start shooting out this gray mist. I need everybody, even if you're wearing a mask, to make a what is it? I had it. Oh, there it is. Constitution save for me. And she succeeds. Arch.
4.
Okay, you take 2 points of poison damage. And are poisoned for 2 rounds. Reggie.
I rolled a 16, and I would like to use 3 summoner spells to make it a 19.
Perfect. You take 1 point of poison damage and are not poisoned. Io.
That was also a 16.
Okay, 1 point of poison damage and you are not poisoned. Niche.
A 3.
2 points of poison damage and you're poisoned for the next 2 rounds. And Nemo.
17.
1 point of poison damage and you are not poisoned. As this, you've all spent enough time to know that this is the gray that has been concentrated and built up and then injected into this room. And you even hear Jinx cough a little bit and like, ugh, that tastes nasty. And that will bring us to Niche.
Is Jinx within 80 feet?
Oh yeah. She's only like 40 feet away from you.
Let us see if you think this one is so much fun. You seem to love new experiences and all that. And Niche extends one hand up towards Jinx. I need a DC 18 Constitution saving throw. I will use all 5 of my summoner points to make it a 23 for the saving throw.
Heck yeah.
That is only a 21. So she fails.
Yes.
Okay. Jinx will take 39 points of necrotic damage as Niche just grabs and begins to yank, and we see that red energy pull down through the tier that Jinx is standing on, flow into Niche, and then she just extends a hand, not even sure where she's going to put it, but she looks behind and just Nemo fell again, and her heart is racing so much, and so once again we just see that stream flow through Niche and into Nemo. He will gain 39 points, and then Niche buckles and falls to her knees and just, oh shit, fuck, I hope you liked this as much as I did. And she will take 20
points. Failed your
20
Constitution
points.
save?
Yeah, she'll take 19 points of damage.
So you see like the energy ripped out of Jinx, and Jinx kind of grabs the side wall and starts coughing, spitting out some blood as she is visibly injured now. And the black veins start crawling up Niche, and she releases the energy into Nemo, but you see the black veins recede and then shoot back up as she takes a hefty portion of damage as well and drops to her knees.
No.
And as a bonus action, Niche will just try to, coughing, sputtering, will try to just like beats one hand against her chest. All right, I can keep it together. And she will use a bit of her healing on herself, maybe trying to reclaim a bit of what overcharged her system and gain back 5 points.
At the end of your turn, clearly seeing you do this, Jinx, like, panting, heavy breathing. I think I've had enough of you, and lifts up her Gatling gun and starts pulling the trigger as it starts to fire.
Not the first time I've heard that.
It's going to be a 22 to hit.
Which will hit.
You are going to take 10 points of piercing damage as a couple of the bullets like ricochet off of the ground and pierce your leg and your shoulder, your arm. That will bring us to Arch. You're up.
Arch is looking down, seeing his friends, his new friends, getting shot up and beat up and not looking too well. So he's like, come on, we can do this. And Sosin whispers to him, you can do this. And he'll lift up, and I'd like to fly up there and get right next to Jinx if I can, with my movement.
Yeah, oh yeah. No problem there.
All right, and then so as he pops up, let's do this, Sosin. Give him everything we have. And I'm going to use my ultimate, and let's go ahead and power that Sosin up. So that's going to be at disadvantage, though, I believe.
Nope. You're right in front of her, so.
Nice. Okay. So that's going to give me... Okay, first one's only a 9. Oh, my God. Next one's only an
Are you
11.
rolling these at advantage?
No.
Because when it's your ultimate, it should be at advantage, remember?
I thought it was poison with disadvantage.
What's that, sorry?
Poison?
Oh, okay, yeah, you are poisoned, so they would be straight rolls. My apologies, sorry.
Cool. So the first 2 miss. How about... Okay, so that's a 17, sorry. I'm going to bump that up. I had to do math real quick. All 5 points to get me to a 22 to get 1.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right, so the damage on that one is going to be...
That was only 3 attacks, right?
Right,
You
I
have
still
2
got 2
more. Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
immediately burning 2 as my reaction, which can happen
Okay.
on other people's turns. 2 marks tactical points to turn that into a critical hit.
Ooh, yes.
Put your made 20s in the chat.
Marksman
That counts,
right? So my damage was gonna be 12.
Okay.
But is double that for the critical hit?
24.
Yes. All right, I got 2 more hits coming. That's another 9. And that one's a dirty 20, but I don't think that's enough to boost me up there.
Dirty 20 does not.
All right, so that was my action 1. And I believe our buddy Nemo had given me 2 actions. Is that
Yep.
right, sir?
Yeah.
It was just on your next turn.
Oh, I thought it was the next 2 turns.
No, it's
Oh,
2
okay.
actions and 2 bonus on the next turn.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to double check one little stat real quick. So when I hit... I think that's it. I think I need action for the next thing. So I will finish off my turn by saying, you know, we rise by lifting each other. These broken souls here will become legends that will be remembered, but you will fall and be forgotten.
She kind of spits blood on the floor and, well, if that's true, I guess it's going to be both of us. And she's going to use a legendary action. She launches the rocket launcher and just turns it to the side and presses the button, firing into the tube that you're in. So you're both going to get hit. So that is going to be a, what's it called? That's a natural 20.
Oh, I think I have a thing. I don't know if it'll save me. You roll your thing. I'm gonna look for my thing.
Okay. So you will take...
Is this considered a melee hit by chance?
No, it's an area of effect.
I don't have a thing.
You're going to take 20 points of fire damage as it explodes. You all see this flash of light and an explosion. And make me a dexterity saving throw as well, Arch. Are you still up?
Negative.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You don't need to make the dexterity saving throw. You see a flash of light and an explosion rock the pillar or the tube that Jinx is in and Arch is in, and you see Arch fly back and fall. You're automatically going to fail 2 death saving throws as you hit the ground. And it is at this point, before we get to Reggie's turn, Reggie and Io behind you, you hear a huge scraping sound, like claws on metal. And you both kind of look over your shoulder and turn around to see, just bursting through, this extremely large, muscular, furred wolf figure rip its way in. And it looks down and kind of surveys the field for a second and... No! Not her! And is going to leap from the wall to the pillar. An 80-foot leap. And lands on the pillar right where Arch was and grabs Jinx, whose limp body is in her arms. It is your turn now, Reggie.
No, we need her. And Reggie honestly has no idea what to do and is going to panic, shoot out another firebolt at this new creature, this new thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Does Jinx appear to be breathing?
She's like sort of limp, but you kind of see her like lifting her head and looking up and like looking down at you, or at the group of you, as she's being manhandled by this giant individual. Go ahead, Reggie.
16?
That'll miss. So you send up these fire snakes and they splash across this individual's hide. Doesn't even appear to singe the hair, and it kind of looks back and snarls at you. That'll bring us to Io.
Io is going to use their fascination ability on the creature, the wolf-like creature.
Okay.
They will need to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
And I will be adding...
Don't bother. They rolled a 4, but they're going to use a
Okay.
legendary resistance to succeed instead.
Okay. I was going to panic and just pull a card.
Okay.
Yes.
She needs guidance.
Go ahead and roll your percentiles.
That is... Well, that's super helpful. Oh! That's a 15.
You pull the eye.
Oh.
Another charm.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll the 4 again is going to use another legendary resistance to succeed.
Burn through them.
Burn through them all.
Yeah.
So
That's all I got.
as you pull this card, as you let your abilities flow, you see this giant, like, Jinx looks like they're the size of Heimerdinger in this creature's arms, like a toy almost. That by your best estimate, this creature is probably 12 to 14 feet tall, probably 6 to 7 feet wide, and just bristling muscle, snarling fangs and jaw, blood red glowing eyes, ripped clothing, like a behemoth of an individual. And that will bring us to Jinx's turn. Jinx, you see her kind of groggily like look up, and after a second, Vander? And then drops unconscious. That'll bring us to Nemo.
Nemo, like on a run, slides right next to Niche as he's unslinging his rifle. And to stop himself, he curls his tail right around her neck and blocks her. And ultimate one shot, one kill on the arm or whatever the hell is holding Jinx. I'm trying to get him to drop Jinx.
Okay, go for it.
Give me hit. Okay, roll the 19 plus 8. So does a 27 hit?
27 will hit.
Okay. It will take 45 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And has to make a Constitution 17 saving throw against
They rolled a 28.
Okay, never mind on that.
So you see the bullet rip into the arm and puncture into the muscle, and a small trickle of blood, and you hear as it looks down at you.
Push the thing, push the thing, push the thing, push the thing!
Jinx is not conscious to activate the lair ability, so Niche, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Niche will, with one hand, she is going to unzip her fanny pack, and kind of in the same motion, she lowers herself. Actually, no, she's still on the ground from coughing and sputtering, so they kind of crawl forward once again, finding themselves, the arch fell kind of right near her. And with the other hand, that's not just like fiddling with the box and kind of starting to unlatch the cover on the button. She kind of just slaps Arch in the side of the face a couple of times. Come on, I need you to wake up. I've put enough work into you, and it would be a shame for it to not. It can't go to waste, right? And her eyes glance over to Reggie for just a second before looking back down at Arch. It would be a shame. I think someone would be disappointed if you timed out on us now. And Niche will heal him for, that is 11 points of healing, as that is all a bonus action. And then she pulls a hand away and slams the button on the box.
As you press the button, you feel like a little vibration, and a small antenna pops out with this bright blue light that starts blinking. And then after a second, you hear like a almost like chemicals mixing and a decompression and and out shoots this dark purplish green liquid that coalesces and kind of immediately explodes. I need everybody to make a Constitution save for me, please.
Fuck. Okay.
Arch.
I have no more summoners. Dang. 16.
You are just, your eyes just flutter open as Niche heals you, and you look as she slams the button, and this caustic explosion happens, and all of your muscles lock up, and your eyes glaze over as if you're watching yourself lie there but can't move. Reggie?
Of all the times to get a natural 1.
Oh no! Same thing happens to you. You kind of are moving forward to rejoin your group and just fall to your knees and face down on the ground. Io?
4.
Same thing happens to you. You fall, you watch Reggie fall down and you go to move to help and you fall down as well, and you're both staring at each other. You can see what's going on around you and you can hear, but it's mottled and muted and everything sounds like it's in slow motion. Niche?
I'm sorry I didn't have time to stop it from doing this. And she'll use her second ability, Empower, to make that a 21.
Okay. You try with all your might, using as much of your ability as you can, but as you gasp out those last words, breathing in a little bit more of this toxin, you feel yourself lock up and drop. Nemo.
I'm sorry.
Rolled a 19, burning all 5 of my points for 24.
That's okay. I got you. I got you this time. We're okay.
As you kind of cover your mouth and move forward, saying that, it doesn't feel right, and you lock up and drop like a boulder in front of Niche, staring at her. The gas eventually, after a couple of seconds, dissipates, and you hear footsteps coming up. You can't see anything. You did hear vaguely the sound of this creature jump back across the gap and scuttle away, somehow managing to avoid the effects of the toxin. But you hear footsteps clanging on metal, and then you hear him. Oh, that worked out perfectly, didn't it? He even left her behind for us. And that's where we're going to end tonight's match.
Oh, don't wait so long.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the mid-season finale. I almost got one of you, and I figured it would be Arch, but I was hoping it would be somebody else. I'm looking, we have our little HP things up, and I almost got a couple of them. Niche is just too damn good of a healer. Y'all dump out some serious damage. It's ridiculous. So, good job, everybody. Thank you so much. If one of my mods could tell me, I think we... Oh, Glitterbug Ray, thank you so much for giving another summoner spell to Arch, Niche, and Nemo. Arch.
Would a 25 save?
25 would have saved, yep.
Damn it!
It was a DC 25.
That close.
So they will have those for when we pick up. We are off next week, but let me hook you up with some facts. Deej, I believe, is going to be streaming tomorrow, doing his solo thing again. So make sure you check that out. Always wildly entertaining and informative. Friday night, we have another awesome episode of Honor Roll coming up at the same time on this same channel. And then Sunday, I believe, is the last episode of Art with Heart with Miss Mindykins. Ooh. Correct me if I'm wrong, super quick, Mindy, I'm sorry. But I believe that's what I heard.
It's hiatus, I think.
It's a hiatus.
Yeah,
but it's
not
the
like the
final
last.
Art with Heart for now. So make sure you're tuning in and not missing that, because Mindy is wonderful.
I'd be
Y'all,
really upset.
Thank you so much for everybody who donated and gave. Level 9, you definitely helped them out, because I was watching those HP bars and I was like, ooh, it's getting scary. The Free Forge has raised $2,530.96 for NAMI. Our original goal of 1,000, crushed twice almost. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for donating. Thank you so much to my wonderful cast. Arch being played by the always wonderful Friggins. Reggie piloted by the facially fun Kajere. Io being manipulated by the always creepy but adorable Kim Grimm. Because you got to say it that way. Kim Grimm. Niche being helpful and harmful by the wonderful Sarah L. Kinney, and not the most mentally damaged person in the room tonight, Nemo, being played by the wonderful Trevor Valley. We will be back here, not next Tuesday because we're getting a little break, mid-season finale and all, but we will see you November 8th. Make sure that you are checking out the Freeforge and everything it has to offer. Hang out in the Discord. Make sure that you are checking out the merch. You only have a limited time to get that Luck shirt. I know I've already got mine on the way, so make sure you're checking that out, and all the other wonderful things that the Forge has to offer. So, until our next match, we'll see you in 2 weeks as our champions continue to try and become legend.